Hi guys, it's Mary. Welcome back. Today we're going to do something you asked me for clear back in March. But I didn't think we would possibly still be here wearing masks in October. We're headed into the holidays now, guys. So I'm going out running errands, doing stuff where I know I'm going to have this on all day long. And some tips and tricks for how I do my makeup, how I pick out like my jewelry, and how to wear the glasses because we all know that's a pain in the you-know-what. And so if you're even the slightest bit interested in that, I also went over how to do a one eyeshadow look, the very basics of an eyeshadow, because I was asked for that too. And yeah, here we go. I'm just going to the doctor. Probably my mask is never going to come off my face, but I do want to have a little bit of something in case it does, and also have my makeup be something that I can easily touch up with sunscreen. Like I'm going to need a lot of that with sunscreen. So since we're doing very basic, I was asked to show a very simple, a just starting out, don't know how to do eyeshadow kind of eye look. And so I'm going to do that. I'm going to show you the bare minimum that you can do for eyeshadow look. This is my Sigma primer. I'm just going to put that all over my lid. That's going to help disguise the color of my lids. You see how that's making that like I've got an eyeshadow down when I don't? It's a primer. It does a good job of blocking redness and all that jazz. Now I'm going to take that same stick and come right under here, not in the tight line, just right through my lashes, and smear it out, and that will help with any shadows that I might want to put down there to stay. But also, look what just happened. That was really quick, right? And then right here in the corner, this eye automatically now looks a lot more awake than this eye does. On these kinds of days, I have to confess, I don't even put on foundation. First of all, it's a waste of my products. My foundations that I love the most are expensive. I don't want to waste them for no good reason. Nobody's going to see it. The mask is going to be on the whole time I'm at the doctor. My mask might come off in the car. I could be one of those people driving around in a car all by themselves with a mask on. And I used to laugh at that, but you know why I do that sometimes? If I don't have hand sanitizer with me, I don't take off the mask until I get some hand sanitizer, because I am the person who's constantly touching their face, rubbing their eyes, doing this, itching their nose. That's me, constantly, all the time. This, all the time. So if I've been in the Kroger picking up stuff, and then I don't have any hand sanitizer with me, or none out in the car, or whatever, the mask ain't coming off until then. So what I'm going to do is take my little glass palette here, which I love, by the way. I don't know what ever took me so long to do this, because I mix a lot of foundations. I don't do that in front of you a lot of times, but I do it off camera all the time. And my friend Laura from Laura Ray Beauty, she showed where this was. It was so inexpensive, so I've come to putting this on here, even my concealer, because I don't want it on the back of my hand. Although we could argue I might benefit from that. And I'm also going to take my Camouflage from Lancome, and I use it different. I use it on my face. This one here on top I put under my eyes. This one here I put on my face. This one is waterproof. I have found I kind of really don't need to set it. I didn't realize that at first, and just out of habit was setting that concealer, but in demoing it, I realized it never creased or anything, so I don't have to do that. I'm going to use my Sigma 4D brush, and I'm going to bring it into the Lancome concealer there, and I'm going to just come in here, make sure I got it. And I only put concealer where I absolutely need to use concealer. Now, I do tend to like to use this concealer for what I just did the Sigma primer for, but I'm not doing that today. I've loved this concealer so much. I'm using it so much, I'm gonna run out of it. I thought when I bought it, oh, I'll have this forever. I did not anticipate that I would like doing what I'm doing right now, which is actually just kind of using concealer instead of foundation in spots on my face and not messing with foundation. Now, I'm sure that this is because of what's going on in the world. I probably wouldn't be doing that or had discovered that if it hadn't been for that. Okay, now I look a little more awake, don't I? I look a little less, oh my gosh, are you okay? I'm going to take my Laura Mercier Illuminating Eye Cream and bring that just right underneath my eyes. I think this stuff is wonderful. And I should have put it on before now because it looks spectacular under what I just did too. But this has become a new favorite, and it's meant to go under makeup, but I like it when it's not under makeup too. So you know what kind of brush you use when you want to make sure that you don't get overdone? You use a dual fiber brush. And I'm just going to pick up the Camouflage concealer, tap, tap, tap some of it off. That's one thing I love about that little palette is I can do that. And I'm just going to go and feather it on everywhere I need to conceal something. So like right here, right there, age spot right there. Maybe right here. Gets rid of some capillaries. I'm not going to bother with the nose dents because, hello, I need my glasses. So I'm just going to, I never worry about that because I'm going to put glasses on. They're going to stay there all day. You'll never see it anyway. I love this Juno Lemon microfiber sponge. I've not even got it wet. I do that whenever I'm using powders because I really like it. It behaves like a brush, feels like a sponge, a dense sponge, but it is a sponge. You know, I can hold it and use it like a sponge. It doesn't take the product I just put up off my face. Oh, I didn't mention, I have sunscreen on. I put that on before anything, okay? The sunscreen's on there. And the whole reason for this makeup is because, like I said, I don't want to get it all over my mask. No one's going to see it anyway, so it's a waste. And I want something friendly for when I have to reapply my sunscreen, which is going to be a mineral powder sunscreen on the go. And it won't hurt my look at all because this is how I'm doing my look. I'm not going to get cakey looking. Keep in mind also that this is a regular mirror, not a 10 by, so I could look absolutely horrid right now and don't know it. I'll fix it off camera in the 10 by later if it does. But what I suggest, if you're like me, is that you look when you're messing with this concealer in a 10 by to make sure that you're not, you know, because sometimes you might think it's blended and you just got a patch on your face. And it's not actually. While that is setting up, I'm going to move on to my eyes. And this is the second part of this, is the eye look. I'm just going to use this Stephanie Lange and Sigma palette. It's out because I use it every day for this. So I'm just going to bring that alongside my nose. There we go, there we go, there we go. So I'm going to pull out my E40 by Sigma. This Wet n Wild Brulee that Tammy from the Fritzy family sent. And we're just going to, from the crease up, set my eye. The E40 differs from the E35 in your Glitzy Fritzy Essential Eye Set. If you never saw the video where I introduced my brush set to you guys, I was saying in that video that I cut this brush so that my brush set would have 5 brushes and be the most affordable brush set that Sigma had. So I didn't include the E40 in the set, but talked about that brush because it's an excellent brush and I use it all the time. The E35 is the white one. See how much more fluffy the E40 is? Because of that, the E40 is going to like disperse the shadow and diffuse it out more than the E35 even. So, I think we'll come into this shade right here. I forget what it's called. Storm. I'm going to get some of that And just for fun, let me get it on this E35 also. And let me show you the difference. It would be much better if I had some primer here, but I'm going to show you the difference between these two brushes. So you see, the one you can barely see is the E40 and the E35. I wanted to make sure that I just had a barely there eyeshadow look. Now, truth be told, this is not going to be a barely there look. I forgot how pigmented this shade is. So the technique is the same. You can use any shadow that you like to do this with this brush. It would diffuse out beautifully. What I would do is come in with the E40 and get some of that on here, right here. That's the ridge. Imagine if that was the E35. How much color that would be. Okay, so I'm not paying attention to where it's going. I just started right there at the orbit, and all I'm going to do is just work it back and forth, back and forth. Okay? This is the simplest that an eye look gets. A really diffused blending brush and one shadow. Because I concentrated it right here in the crease, that's where the most color will be, and anywhere else that all these bristles, because see, they're going everywhere. It's a little bit, just a tiny bit is going down on my lid. A little bit, just a tiny bit is going up above my crease and under the brow. What you can do is wipe it off in a paper towel, your pants, whatever. And then come back in and just keep blending. Alright, so that's it. Just one shadow. Now, I'm not going to touch the rest of it. You'll see why in a little bit. The next thing I'm going to do is move on to, this is my MAC Studio Fix. It's a powder foundation, and I've already contoured my nose, so I'm going to take a powder puff, and I'm going to come and just swipe that right down here to set the concealer that was on there, and then just in little spots here. Where I put it, the concealer, just kind of setting it. And then I'm going to take this rougher brush. I love this brush for this. It's a tiny little kabuki, and it works so well with this. By the way, I have a link for you below. It's my affiliate link to the rougher store. They are having one heck of a sale right now, so you got to jump on that, especially if you really want a good quality goat hair brush or brushes. Yeah, I mean, these aren't cheap. I'm not going to mention any names, but somebody that's popular for having goat hair brushes that are pretty cheap. Yeah, this ain't that. This is like real Japanese handcrafted luxury brushes. Like right now, this brush is not $110. This is my favorite bronzer brush. I'm not going to, well, I'll just use the residual. I wasn't going to put on any bronzer because nobody can see it, really. But we'll just use the residual that's in the brush. This is my favorite bronzer brush now. And some of you have been wanting that, but went, ooh, when you saw the price. It's on sale, guys. Okay, now I'm just going to take a blush. Just my Charlotte Tilbury on a Refer 24. And obviously I use this blush brush a lot. And I'm just barely touching down. Just bringing a little color to my face. I want some color on my lips, just in case my mask comes off. But I don't want this all over my mask, so I usually go for my Wayne Goss. This is my Milk eyeliner in CEO, which is a brown color. As you can see, I've got it all over the outside of it. And it's not coming off there now, not without some serious scrubbing, because when you put this stuff down, it don't go nowhere. I'm just going to do my tight line only. My daughter told me, she's like, Mom, you need to stop acting like everyone knows what you're talking about. And I forget that. Okay, so here, the lower inside lid is the water line. This up here, the top inside lid is the tight line. This is my MAC Extended Play. I really like it. A lot of ladies only use this on their bottom lashes, but I also like to use it on the top. Sometimes I use it like a primer under other mascaras. I like how it lengthens, and I think it's just a really wonderful mascara, and a lot of it is the wand. Really quick and fast, I'm just going to take this BK Beauty brush and start stamping in a brow. I don't want this to look like, you know, it's carved out or anything. I just want it to look like I have some brow hair where I really don't have brow hair. And with a brow powder, if you got the right brush, and this one is a good one. I like my Sigma brow brush, but it's angle. It was the smallest brush till I got this. And I like my Lancome brush. Their brow brush is pretty darn good, but I just really want to quickly get a brow going here. I'm going to take just a tiny bit more of the concealer that I used under my eyes and come up here and do this number. And then I'm going to take a little bit underneath the brow bone and then that kind of makes that look more blended out when all I did was go over it with concealer. Maybe take the rest here. Just a little bit of concealer to clean up. What I'm doing is just making it look more gradiented. Okay, I have a dedicated brush that I use for this. How does this stuff just walk off? I don't know. I'm just going to use this one. Oh, I don't know how this is going to do. I don't know. Maybe we'll actually like this better. Okay, I've got quite a lot here that has come to the top. I'm just going to sprinkle some of this in the lid. All right, and I'm just going to brush my Lancome Absolue powder all over my face, and it's going to make it look like healthy. Later, if I need to apply my mineral sunscreen, easy. Adding that on top is not going to change the way anything looks. I'm still going to look like this. I'm not going to look all cakey or anything. Other things to think about. I try to wear studs when I'm going to have to wear a mask because I don't like fighting with the hoops. I love hoops. And I don't like fighting with the hoops and the ears on this thing, so I want to put my hair behind my ears. It works a little better with a mask if I have my hair behind my ears. But the biggest struggle for me in a mask is glasses. So what I got to do is make sure that I have my glasses on top of the bridge of my nose. That way, when I breathe, I got minimal foggage, if I'm going to have any foggage at all. This is what I'm actually going to be looking like. Can you imagine having gone out like this anywhere last year? It'd be like, you're going to jail. Guys, that concludes it. I hope that this video was useful, that you got something from it, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. I want you to know that you are the best part of the Fritzy family. And if you're not having a blessed day, just go out and be a blessing to somebody else. And until next time, love you, see ya. Bye. And I'm out.
This eye looks like... I don't know. Pretend like that made sense. It's raining outside. Can you hear the pitter-patter? Guess where the umbrella is? In the freaking car! Guess who's gonna get all this hairspray and stuff? How about that? What about that? What do you think about that? How many times can you say that? That. And laying a brush alongside of her nose and giving a knot up the nose with a rubber hose. I don't have a chimney in here. Up your nose with a rubber hose. Who said that? Barino. Barino. I know. Welcome back, Carter. For demonstrative purposes, for demonstration. I want to be fancy. I want to say, is it demonstrative? You can't be fancy until you actually know what the word is, Mary. Work it, girl, work it. Just keep blending, just keep blending, just keep blending. 2 freaking hours later, still blending. What happened here? Oh my gosh, look at that. You know what that looks like a you-know-what smear. Don't it? And it's milk, so it's probably never coming off there. I'm just flicking right outside. Focus on me! Ooh! Where's my Sonia Kashuk brush? Where's my Sonia Kashuk brush? Where'd it go? Ooh! Sonia! I'm not gonna get cat. I'm not gonna get cat. Ah, I have a Charlie horse in my calf. Okay. I got my butterfly upside down. Upside down. Boy, you're flying inside my mouth and round and round. I get a lot of compliments on this mask, but I gotta tell you guys, I can't help it. I know it's a butterfly and not a moth, but I can't help it. Every time that I look at this in the mirror, I think of Silence of the Lamb. A census taker once tested me. I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti. No, it rubs the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again.